What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and what you are seeing is live in the House of Representatives as right now, this morning, they have taken up the Inflation Reduction Act, the Stimulus Reconciliation Bill, to be passed, we're hearing today, after a year and a half of negotiations. Now, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. We've got video footage from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who's saying that they're going to pass this, they're going to get it done, that they're showing the American people they can get things done, and there's more to come. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, you guys, I'm going to share with you what he had to say. They passed this in the Senate a few days ago. Now it's going to the House. And then we're hearing that when President Joe Biden comes back from his vacation, he's going to sign this reconciliation bill into law. Now, you're going to hear Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say it doesn't have everything that they wanted. A lot of people are complaining about this bill, saying it's not the Inflation Reduction Act, it's the Inflation Seduction Act. It's not going to reduce inflation, a lot of people are saying, but progressives, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer disagree. They're saying it's going to help, and they're also saying there's going to be more on the way. We heard confirmation from Pramila Jayapal, head of the Progressive Caucus in the House of Representatives, that after this, there's going to be major pressure on the president to get executive actions out to provide more provisions, and we're hearing all of those provisions of the past that have been promised. They're going to be coming to the forefront. We're hearing about wiping out $10,000 of student loan debt. There's been a lot of calls for fourth federal level stimulus checks. Child tax credits have been reintroduced by Bernie Sanders, along with Social Security increases. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer himself just recently said in the Senate, they will not rest until there's free childcare, free college tuition. They want to get these things back on the table and passed before these midterm elections. You're going to hear him say to show the American people that they can get things done. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys, because we're hearing about a red wave coming in these midterm elections where Republicans, they're going to be taking seats in the House and the Senate, taking over Congress. And then we're going to have a Democratic president with a Republican Congress. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is saying that what they've done in the past 6 weeks shows the American people they can get things done. More is on the way, and they're saying there's going to be a blue wall that stands and Democrats are going to maintain control in Congress. Now, let me know your thoughts. Is there going to be a blue wall or a red wave? What do you think is going to be coming? Do you think Democrats are going to be able to get everything done that they've promised? We will see, you guys. I will keep you up to date every step of the way, but we've heard things are ramping up here as we get closer to these elections, because historically that's what we see, is that a lot of things get done right before America starts to vote on who's going to be in power. So we will see. I will keep you up to date, but let's take a look at this video footage. Now, also wanted to mention that this morning I checked the website, www.reliefroadmap.com, and we have 7,000 people now that have added their emails to the website. And I see, you guys, I'm going to get this comprehensive list of all stimulus checks out to you here very soon. A lot of people think that there's only the federal level checks, or that for state checks you have to file your taxes. That is not the case. There's a lot of misunderstanding around what's happening right now. There's literally billions and billions, tens and hundreds of billions of dollars of leftover funds from states with surplus. They've got so much money they can't figure out what to do with it. They're sending it to cities and counties. They're sending out stimulus checks, but in many cases they don't know who's supposed to get them. You got to be eligible and you got to apply. They don't have everybody's information in a lot of cases with these. So I want to make sure that nobody misses out, because we're hearing this is happening a lot. As a matter of fact, they just don't know what to do with the money, and people don't know about the programs. They're not applying, and they're sending it back to the federal government, money that you should have gotten. I want to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody here. Those different governments are doing a terrible job at letting people know about this, and I want to make sure my viewing community knows and does not miss out on anything that you could possibly get. So if you haven't already, add your email, tell your friends and family, get the word out. People need every little bit of help that they can get right now. If you're eligible for something, I want to make sure that you can get it. Now, this is a huge undertaking. We literally have tons and tons of programs around the nation. We've got over 20 just in California alone. Texas has a $27 billion surplus. Florida is sending out child tax credits. I've got a couple of different programs in New York and New Jersey, all across the nation. And I'm going to keep you guys up to date on these, because new ones are popping up all the time. So again, www.reliefroadmap.com, hoping to have that all ready for you before the 22nd of this month. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the video footage as to what's happening right now in Congress on a federal level. But before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the content, don't forget, smash smash the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions that you want answered, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. Just hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Make sure you spell it right, because I have a lot of scammer impersonators right now that are trying to DM people, claim it's me, and ask them to send them money or Bitcoin or something. You guys, SteveRam3. And also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance. Going to be releasing a lot more content on that channel very soon to help you out with business, stocks, real estate, how to navigate these turbulent economic waters with the potential recession, inflation, a housing market crash we're hearing about. Hope that that channel is a blessing to you as well. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this video footage coming out from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who's saying they're getting things done, more is on the way, and Democrats, they're going to hold on to power as they pass through more provisions. Let's go ahead and take a look.
On Saturday, at my direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan, that killed the emir of al-Qaeda. There are more people working in America than before the pandemic began. Today, I'm signing the law, the CHIPS and Science Act, a once-in-a-generation investment in America itself. This is the most significant law our nation has ever passed to help millions of veterans.
President Biden discussing some of his recent accomplishments. It's been a stretch of big wins for Democrats lately, and we're expected to see another one today with the House set to vote on the landmark Inflation Reduction Act. The bill passed in the Senate earlier in the week after intense negotiations between West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. And the Senate Majority Leader joins us now. Thank you very much for being on the show. Congratulations on the work to get this really landmark legislation done.
Well, thank you, Mika. I haven't been on the show in a while, hadn't seen you, so I came here to the studio. I figured we'd get to mix and mingle. I'm here all by myself.
All right. We'll see you next time. We're really glad to have you on the show, though. I'm sorry you feel lonely, but here, let me...
It's a big studio.
Let me start by asking you, off topic, because we're going to talk about this legislation and all the different incredible facets and how it got done. And I know you don't want to talk and will not talk about the investigation and the FBI search. Not asking you to. I've seen your answer. You don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I am very concerned about the dangerous rhetoric that has whipped across the airwaves and around the internet. And I guess the part that applies to you is, what do you say to your Republican counterparts who participated in this right off the bat?
Well, look, what I said then and I said now, I was asked, should I comment? I said it's premature to comment until we know all the facts. And when asked when others talked about it, I said it's premature for them as well. They're just jumping the gun. Now that Trump has said that he will release this information, we'll all know the facts, and then it'll be appropriate for everybody to comment, and we'll see the facts, and we'll see if the kinds of statements that were made before they even knew anything have any validity. I bet they won't.
Well, I mean, again, this is, I agree with you completely. This is something that we've seen happen with Hillary Clinton when it came to classified information. Now we're seeing it with Donald Trump. It seems far more serious. And Joe, I'll take it to you, because there are Republicans on the Hill, and I think Leader Schumer is, careful with his language here, but they're calling for investigations.
They're saying they're going to investigate the investigators. Yeah, I'm just curious again. The attacks on law enforcement officers, the hostile language, the rhetoric. Shouldn't Republican senators, shouldn't Republican House members step forward and try to tamp that down?
Well, of course, but what's happened is, and we've seen this not just in this area, the Republican Party has become the MAGA Republicans. The bottom line is too much of that party just goes along with this hard right philosophy. The good news is, Joe, that a good number of not only Democrats and independents, but even now some Republicans are rejecting that MAGA Republican Party. There's about 20% frankly, of the electorate that is either mainstream Republican, non-MAGA, or independents who lean Republican. They're moving in our direction, and their only doubt has been, well, we don't like where the Republicans are going, but if the Democrats stay in power or gain more power, can they get anything done? And I think what's so important is what we've done in the last 6 weeks shows that we can get a lot done. And I think the contrast is a great contrast. You have a MAGA Republican Party that's turning off at least a certain segment of Republicans and leaning Republican independents. And now you have a Democratic Party that says, hey, we can do a lot of things. We can get things done that really make your lives better. And I think it's going to serve us very, very well in November.
So before we talk about the contents of the bill, let's talk about the big question. How did this get done? I mean, for a year and a half, we saw Democrats debating each other, attacking each other in the halls, running to members of the press, talking about why other Democrats were inadequate in their responses or positions on different issues. And then you and Joe Manchin come out and announce that you've got a deal. How did it happen?
I'll describe one word that helped get this done more than anything else: persistence. We just kept at it. That's who I am. I'm a persistent fella. And we had a lot of obstacles and roadblocks and dead ends, but we kept at it because we knew how important it was to get something done. And even though it wasn't everything everybody wanted, certainly not I wanted, it's a major, major accomplishment, and there's almost universal acceptance in the Democratic Party. You saw it was a unanimous vote. And I'm going to, if you'll indulge me, I'll tell you one more point which relates to this. So my dad passed away in November, and I was very close to him. Mika, I know you lost your dad recently as well, and maybe you understand this. He's still sitting here with me. He had a difficult life. He had a junky little exterminating business. He hated it. He never complained. He was a brilliant guy, but could never go to college due to circumstances, and never resented other people who might have gotten a better break than him. But he taught me two things above all, and they're with me. One, always try to help people who need help. That's one of the most noble things you can do. But second, he said, if you know you're doing the right thing and you're sure of it, and you persist and you keep at it, God will make sure, as he put it, God will make sure you succeed. That's motivating me, and I think a lot of us here. Keep at it, and you can get something done, and that's what happened. It took a while. There were a lot of critics. I tried to just look for the good in what we could get done, and here we are. We passed the most significant piece of legislation in decades, maybe since the 60s, if you look at the 6 pieces of legislation that we passed in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And I think that it's going to serve us well as Democrats, but it's going to serve America well in a lot of different ways.
So there you have it, you guys. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying they got it done with persistence, and he's saying that they're going to maintain that and get more done here in the coming days before these midterm elections. We will see. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. A lot of people waiting for those stimulus checks, child tax credits, all these unfulfilled promises. I'll let you know here on the channel. But you guys, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to take a quick second, smash the like button, helps out my channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And keep an eye out for that comprehensive list of all checks on all levels. Add your email if you haven't already to www.reliefroadmap.com. Happy to get this out to the over 7,000 people that have already signed up, and hopefully more here as well. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.